Hi everybody and welcome back. So we're now on day 8 and the last 2 or 3 days we've been looking at the idea of touch and connectedness, both to ourselves and to others. And that's something that we're still going to explore today, but we're going to do a few more dynamic flows. So how we were doing 2 poses, one after the other. We're going to keep doing those because we're just over a week now, so I'm really going to start pushing you, but knowing that there are variations there and we're still going at our own pace. So we don't need to rush. We're still finding that ground and we're still working on everything we have been for the last week. So we're grounding ourselves, we're being agile, we're connecting to ourselves, we're connecting to the others. And whilst doing this, we're being aware of the stillness and the movement. It sounds like a lot, but you've all been doing it already. And hopefully this is feeding into your daily life as well. So I'm going to start again by coming to our mat, our area, wherever we are. Feet are hip width apart, arms are facing forward, and we're coming back down again, just into our bounces. We're feeding this energy. If we're feeling low, we're energizing ourselves. If we've got a lot of energy, we're trying to get them out. It's just noticing where you are in your body right now, knowing however you've come is completely okay. You're playing with a shift of weight from being forward and back in the heels and the toes, and being side to side. And again, you might start bringing that into a little swing, having a little play with it, seeing what works for you, what you may or may not need to get out or to gain the environment. Just have a play, have a little bounce, have a little warm up. I'm going to go again. So switching feet. So I'm keeping my toes on the floor and I'm lifting up my heels and allowing my body to fall naturally, however feels comfortable for it. You may want to go a bit slower, really working on the contact with the balls of the feet coming down and mounting up as you feel how your foot moves delicately, resisting gravity. Or you may want to go quicker, noticing the shift side to side and how this affects your body. And then you may want to start lifting up into little horse trots. So you may want to start slow. And you're really feeling the engagement of your feet being flat to being pointed and lifting up against the floor. You may want to increase this. Bring the feet wide whilst doing and in whilst doing. So we're feeling and we're warming up the front and the backs of the feet. And whilst we're doing this, we're keeping the length in our neck and our back coming out the top of our head. Allow yourself to come to a natural standstill. We're going to begin again with our swings. Allowing ourselves to really drop. Find that moment of drop and catch. Aiming to come up to elbow height. But for this time, experimenting with coming up into a V and how that may feel differently in the body or how it may feel the same. Noticing our natural breath and how we're moving. Try and just speak, try and just say, hello, my name is, as you're doing this. And see how the air flows and changes through your mouth as you add a twist in. Knowing you're completely okay. Start bringing this up to shoulder height now. Noticing again by saying my name is, and seeing how this may or may not be different. So really lowering those arms until we come to a standstill. So we're going to be doing a few poses with a flow, with the first one being here. Once we've swung up, as we swing down, we're going to shift our weight to our right hand side. So if my arms are coming up to the right, my weight's coming to the right hand side, my left foot is lifting, a mini toe trot as it comes up. The left knee comes in front of my right hip. This is something we did on, I think it was the 3rd day. And the arms are coming over, so the right arm is coming over, either on top or below, however feels most comfortable. And you're allowing that body to twist. If you're wanting a variation, if you're wanting to reduce this, you can just bring that leg straight up in front of you and you can be holding on as well. To increase this, you want to take this left arm, open it up so the palms are facing to the left and really spiral. You can lift this knee as high up as you can, but we make sure that this supporting leg is staying straight. So how it is neutrally, when this leg comes, it needs to stay the same, not bend. The same with our back, we don't want to be leaning backwards or forwards. We want to be a nice solid line from the top of our head out to the sole of our feet. So move one and our flow is here, move two. We're then going to come into dancer pose. So the first variation is both the knees come in line, and you're working, bringing your hands to grip the back of the foot, and the right arm is coming out. So here you may feel the stretch in the front of the leg. If you wanted to increase the stretch at all, you're feeling resistance of your hand and your feet. Your foot is pushing into that left hand, and you're allowing that to allow your leg to lift up. And if you're wanting to increase that even further, keep going with that, however is natural. But what I'm doing to maintain this balance is this right arm is the counter, it's the pull to my left foot. So I'm feeling a connection between this hand and this foot. Whoop. And I'm allowing it to pull me and open me, while I'm keeping my drishti, my gaze, focused forward. When we come out of it, we're keeping the weight on our right leg. The left leg is coming forward, and we're trying to tuck our toe behind our heel. So we're almost like we're in tree, but we've brought our foot and our toe to the ground. And from here, you're going to cross your knees over. So one knee is on top of the other. Allow yourself to sit in a variation of the squat. We're keeping this stomach zipped in, our core is nice and strong. And if we're wanting to increase this, we can lift that back foot and twist it all the way around. Coming out, we're going to stand back up. If you're really wanting to challenge ourselves, we're going to rest in tree and coming back out. That sounds like a lot, I know, and I am challenging you, but I think it's such a nice flow to really remember that groundedness, but that connection, that pull. So having a strong core, for all of this we really need to zip ourselves up. So this is the stillness and the strength in ourselves. Feel that energy expanding out of all our fingertips as we're reaching to really help keep our balance and our groundedness. So we're going to do the same on the other side, and then we're going to do it bit by bit, just at this pace for today, but as we're continuing on throughout the days, this will get easier and we will do it with a little bit more speed with our breath. So with an inhale, we're coming up to our left arm side, our hands are reaching out, really feeling that engagement. With the exhale, swapping our weight onto our left foot, allowing our right to lift up. If we're wanting to increase, that right knee is coming in front of the left hip. We're twisting open. Making sure our shoulders are pulling down, so we're feeling the connection this hand has with the earth beneath us. We're feeling the length and the connection between the top of the head, the tail and the feet. So we're lifting up. On your next exhale, you're going to bring that right leg back, the knees are in line, and you're going to hold on to your foot. The next exhale, if you're wanting to increase, that right foot is pushing into the right hand. You lift it up and feeling the connection between your left hand and your right foot. Really keep that shoulder down and breathe through any slight discomfort, but do not over push yourself. Next exhale, that right leg is going to kick in front. We're going to work at bringing that toe on the floor. Stack the knees and come down into a half squat, keeping that stomach zipped in. And if we're wanting to increase, we're going to tuck that foot up so it's not holding onto the floor. We're still keeping that length, that connection between the top of the head and the tail. The next exhale, you're going to come out of that position and rest your right foot above your left ankle in tree. Allowing the knee to come out wherever feels natural and really feeling that groundedness that we've been working on throughout that phrase. And the length lifting out of the top of the head, shoulders relaxing down. Exhale, come into neutral. So you can do that 2 more times on each side. Don't worry if you have a little bit of a wobble or you really need to adjust. That happens to every single person, remembering that every day is completely different. So again, parallel position, feet and knees are facing forward. Breathing in, spiral into the right, feeling that length and that pull, the groundedness, it's going to carry us through here. On your next exhale, you're going to shift your weight to the right. Lift that left knee up in front of the right. If you're wanting to, twist in that body. Feeling the connection the foot has and the hand has to the earth, and the length between the head and the toe is this ream of energy. On your next exhale, that left leg's going to come back. The knees are going to touch and that right arm is going to shoot forward, shoulder height. With your next out breath, if you're wanting to increase, you're going to allow that left foot to push into the left hand. Really lift, focusing on something for your drishti. Next exhale, we're going to allow that left foot to kick in front of the right. Resting on the floor if we need. Knees come over each other and we're coming down into our half chair position or our variation. We're still feeling that length from the head and the tail. Our hands are coming together as we feel our left and our right hand sides of our body meet. Staying with your natural breath, being completely okay with where you are right now. Next exhale, that left foot comes above the right angle into tree. My hands are still actively engaged, pushing into each other. My stomach is zipped up, my head is lifting up. I'm feeling grounded. The next exhale, I'm coming back into my neutral position. Find the distance of weight again. So I'm in my centre, forward and backwards. Stay with your breath for a minute and reward yourself for what you've just done. Knowing it's completely okay, because every day, every second and every breath is a completely new experience. We're going to go to the left hand side again. So breathing in, the arms are going to come up, feeling the length of the energy coming out the stars of our hands. Next breath out, we're shifting our weight to the right hand side. We're bringing that right knee in front of the left leg, keeping the length in the left leg. Connection we have to the sky and the earth. Next out breath, and knees are meeting. My left arm's coming out. Feeling that length and that support in this moment as you're finding the connectedness and the grounding. Next out breath, you can push that hand against the foot, lengthening out forwards, keeping the drishti, the gaze on your goal. Allow that shoulder to relax down. Next out breath, that right leg kicks in front. The right foot comes behind the left heel. We're stacking the knees and we're coming down into the variation of a chair. My hands are in a prayer position, pushing against each other. This is reminding me to allow my shoulders to drop down and keep the connection between my head and my tail as I'm feeling strong. Final exhale, you're going to stand up, coming into the tree position, allowing the knees to be where they are, zipping up, feeling the length. Our hands together in prayer remind us to relax our shoulders, knowing that we do not need to carry everything. And trusting the body is naturally balancing and supporting each other, that we're not relying on just our feet. Think of the entire body and the connections between the hands, feet, the shoulders have in supporting us in this 1 foot balance. Exhale, we're coming back to neutral, finding our middle ground. Do one more time, this time to the left hand side. Breathing in, lifting those arms up. Find the extension outwards and up and down. Next exhale, we're shifting our weight to the right side. We're holding on to the left knee, allowing the extension if we need. Finding the connectedness, imagining the strings, the tethers between our feet, our hands and the earth, our heads reaching to the sky, feeling strong and balanced. Next exhale, that left leg's coming in contact. Our knees are stacked, my right arm stretching out, my shoulders are down. Notice your natural breath for a minute. Find that grounding. Next exhale, if you're wanting, pushing that hand against the foot. Find that length, that drishti. We're looking at that future forward gaze. Allow the opening. Next exhale, that left leg is coming in front, around, the knees are stacked, and we're coming into this half pose again, nicely and slowly, knowing that even if we wobble, we can re-find our balance. We can start again. My hands are pushing against each other and I'm finding that length and I am grounded. Final exhale and straightening up, bringing that left foot just above my right ankle, coming into tree. Feeling my toes spread and my roots spreading across the earth beneath me. My head lifting up. I'm zipped up and I'm feeling calm. So exhale, coming into centre. Close your eyes if you need, just noticing where you are. Knowing whatever's coming up for you or however you're feeling is completely okay. For our second flow of today, we're going to go back to the warriors. So my feet facing forward. My left foot is going to stay forward, my right leg is going to come back into this high lunge. My knee is staying over my heel, so I've got a nice right angle shape here. From here, my arms are going to come forward. I'm going to open up to 3 o'clock and allow my back foot, my right foot to open up to 3 o'clock, nice and straight, while keeping this front foot pointed at 12. I'm feeling the length in my spine, I'm finding my body. So I'm not leaning towards the front, I'm not leaning towards the back, I'm feeling lifted, I'm feeling opened. My palms are facing down, my shoulders are relaxed, my neck is long. From here again, your next out breath, you're going to do that twist again, allowing both the hips to face the 12 o'clock position. And from here, you're going to shift your weight into the front leg, slowly lifting up the back and the arms in front of us, feeling a connection between the fingers and the toes, finding this nice flat stability. If you need, you can place your hands on your thighs and bend that leg slightly to help increase balance. You can directly beneath you. To come out, we're going to bring that back leg back again into that lunge, arms facing forward. We can bring that back foot out to 3 o'clock, but keep our hands and our body where they are. And then we're going to allow our arms and our hips to follow suit, facing 3 o'clock. Stay here, stay grounded. Straightening that front leg. Doing a nice gentle triangle. So I'm imagining this brick wall behind me, keeping my shoulders stacked, this top hand's above my shoulder, and I'm resting my supporting hand on my thigh, or just underneath but not on the knee. Exhale, coming back up, we're bending that front leg, straightening the back, twisting forward again, so both my feet and my hands and my hips are facing 12 o'clock, and I'm going to come to standing where I am. We're going to do the exact same on the other side. We're really working on grounding ourselves. So we're not wanting to rush through, we're wanting to feel that energy coming from within us and sending it out. Take a nice deep breath in. Bringing that left leg back, that right knee is over the right toe, heel even. My arms are in front, I'm checking that I'm in line by making sure that my fingers are directly on track, they're drawing in the race. I'm then going to open up my hips, my feet, my body to 9 o'clock. I'm feeling all 4 edges. I'm keeping that front knee facing 12 o'clock, knee over heel of toe. From here, I'm going to twist again, keeping the hips where they are, working at bringing the hands in line. If this is too much strain on the back leg that's staying straight, you can twist that leg forward. Next breath, we're all going to twist both our hips forward to 12 o'clock. We'll start to shift that weight onto the front foot, lifting our body up, feeling a connection between the hands and the tail. And if we're needing, we can rest our hands on our thighs, bending our knees slightly and looking directly below us. Next exhale, we're planting that back leg back again, knee over toe. Both our heels are facing forward. We're then going to allow the back heel to face 9 o'clock if we can, keeping those arms where they are. And now we're going to allow our body and our arms to follow suit, keeping that knee directly over the heel. Feeling the groundedness, the energy that's flowing out of us. Next exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg. Turn the palms to 9 o'clock, And gently turn into a triangle. So we're allowing our resting arm to come on the outer edge of our leg, either our thigh or our calf, but not on our knees. My top arm is directly above my shoulder, shoulders are down. I'm waving at myself, looking up, and keeping my shoulders stacked as if they're resting on a brick wall. Next exhale, I'm coming back into my warrior two, so my arms are nice and straight. My front knee is over my heel, my back leg is straight. I'm going to twist my arms and my hips facing forward, but keeping that back foot where it is if I can. Now we're going to bring both our feet and our hips together towards the front. Exhale, standing out a bit. Allow yourself to go back to the foot trots for a minute, noticing where your body is. Allowing a little jiggle. Finding that agility again. We've just done two quite difficult flows. We come and make our way down to the earth, down to our mat. We're going to sit on the backs of our legs so far, and we're going to go back to this opening exercise. Inhaling, coming back. Exhale, coming forward. Doing this at your own breath, noticing your own natural breath here. Feeling the solidness, the stillness of your trunk, that's your core, your head maybe. Noticing if you're turning, if you're staying facing forward. It does feel a little more unnatural. Find the connectedness to the outside, maybe you're looking at your arms. Feeling the amount of space your arms are taking. Really trying to allow them to take even more. So imagine they're being gently pulled in every direction that they are. They go into the full extension so you can feel that stretch right in the socket. You're going to do one more on each side with your own breath. And then when you've done that, you're going to come up on your knees. My hips are directly in line with my toes. My feet are flat with their hip width apart. And I'm going to do this motion again, aiming and working towards touching my heels. When I'm doing this, I'm not wanting to lean backwards, and I'm not wanting to arch my back. My hips are staying quite solid in where they are. It's as if they've got two metal poles running up, forcing them into the ground and into the sky. It's not going to move. It's my upper body, my arm that's moving. It will bring naturally some of my back, and it may feel like I'm pushing forward. I don't want to say push forward because we don't want us out of line. We want to stay stacked. So what may help is crossing your arms over your hips and keeping them there. Noticing if your arms are moving at all. So here we're doing a variation of camel, but we're doing this just to open. So we're thinking more about our shoulders and less about our back. Sometimes you'll see people and they'll come all the way back, but we're building up to that. Right now we're taking this space and we're feeling the solidness of our core. So we don't want to be bending backwards or forwards right now. We want to be solid in the energy that we're sending out, knowing the energy that we're sending out before we can bend. Because when we bend, we're learning this idea of bending but not breaking. And that comes into boundary work that we'll be doing in the near future. You can do one more of these on each side. And then you're going to come back onto all fours on your knees. And you're going to bring your head, the top of your head, to meet the top of the mat. As close to your knees as you can. My hands are coming around my feet, holding the gap. And what I'm doing is, again, I'm feeling the contact, the pull that we did in dancing between my hands and my feet. So as I'm lifting my hips up and keeping my head where they are, I'm actively pulling against the heels of my foot. I'm allowing the back to relax, and the slight inversion causes some blood to come to the head, which is very good for us to do a little bit every day. Whenever you need, take an exhale and come back down. Ground yourself again, or you can come to child's pose by stretching the arms in front, actively engaging and looking out seeking from the world. And when you're wanting to, coming back again, holding against the back of the feet. Head, top of the head on the mat, feeling that connection. Noticing your natural breath here and how this may or may not change. Knowing you are completely okay and your body is reacting for you. Resting in child's pose, and we're going to do that one more time. So bringing the hands again to the feet, top of the head on the mat, feeling that connection, that pull of the feet and the hands. Maybe every time you do this, you may feel slightly different or slightly more intense in the stretch. That's completely okay. We're now going to rest for a few breaths in child's pose. Allowing the top of the head, the forehead to relax on the mat beneath us, our body to relax on top of our legs, and our shoulders to melt into the floor. Keep that active engagement in the fingers as you're feeling them reaching as far forward as they possibly can. The fingers are engaged just as much as the hands. Stay here for 2 more breaths. And your next exhale, you're going to roll up in your own time, allowing the head to be the last to come up. If you need to, do have a little shake, do roll your shoulders back again. Finding that connection between the chest, the open and the closed. So thank you so much for joining again in today's meditation practice. Hopefully you'll check out our meditation as well, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you.